You're watching Nevada Business Chronicles. Take a journey with us to see the innovative businesses that put Nevada on the business map. Connecting you with the businesses, events, and organizations that bring innovation and prosperity to the Nevada area, please welcome your host, Mitch Burney.
We are here with talented musical recording artist and fashion designer, Christine Sorm. Thanks so much for coming back.
Hello, happy to be here.
You can probably tell by the background sound. We're at a recording studio. There's some drumming going on.
Yeah, we're at the Musician Rehearsal Center and somebody's shredding on those drums. Happy to hear that.
Talking about shredding, I'm looking at the Wall of Fame here at the MRC in Reno, and you've made the Wall of Fame. This is a big deal.
Yeah, we're excited about that. It was a good time. We filmed most of Raining Frogs here. We did all the prom scenes and stuff, so with Bill Woody and the gang, and made a good time of it. Got some good footage.
Now, we haven't really taken a look at this song on our show, and if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to do that.
Okay.
Because this song is not just a great song, but it has a real meaning and a real purpose, and it's real important at this time in our world. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about the music video of the song, Raining Frogs.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's an anti-bullying music video, and it's about a high school gone bad. And it's got all the problems, substance abuse and promiscuity and bullying to the nth degree, to where you wonder what's going to happen to this person at the end of the music video. So it's really important, and hopefully it just opens up a big discussion for people to maybe seek out someone who seems troubled and reach out to them and try to help them instead of pointing the finger at them.
So you're talking about a song that takes on the issues today in today's world, which are really three of the most serious issues in our world that we know at the moment: drugs, alcohol, and a very important passion of yours, bullying.
Yeah.
So what inspired you to create this song? And if you don't mind, I want to get into the lyrics and the meaning behind it for people who haven't had a chance to see it yet.
Well, I think everybody's gone through some bullying in their life, and I know siblings that I've had who've been bullied, and it's had lifelong effects on them. So it's just tragic that anybody is being bullied, and it really it hits on that in the song, that you don't really know what people are going through at home or at work or whatever. So people should cut each other a break, because you don't know what is going to be the straw that breaks somebody's back. And so that's the main thing that I wanted to show in the music video, is not all the things that are leading up to this, but boy, you wonder, is this the straw that breaks the camel's back in this music video?
Well, let's take a look at some of the lyrics, if you will. There's some really important passages that'll help somebody that hasn't seen it yet understand the meaning behind this and the importance. But I don't know that there's ever going to be a more important song in our world than this one right now.
Oh, thank you. I think it's just bullying's taken on a whole different level. It's not just shoving and pushing in the hallways anymore. There are kids getting seriously hurt or killed, and that's or killing themselves.
Or snapping.
Yeah, snapping and doing some bad things. So that's what it really hits on. But the main part of the lyrics that I think are the most impactful is part of the bridge, which is, "There's a seance in the corner over there. Am I the only one who's noticed he is glaring?" And it's about this, basically, it looks like a seance scene. It's pretty powerful. And it's about these kids looking at their devices and kind of worshiping their devices like there's some divine thing, and the glow on their faces. But that's part of the bullying that takes place in the music video, is they've got them at every angle. Cyberbullying and one-on-one bullying, and isn't that funny that our devices are the thing that connects us with everyone and everything, but also it can be the thing that can disconnect somebody from everything, to where they feel that massive loneliness.
Let's talk about another passage in the song.
Okay. There's one that I'm pretty fond of, which is he would crank up the noise just to cool his feet. He was in the Lost and Found, the sad little guy in the town. And the scene is very powerful. You don't really know where this kid is really from, if he's got a stepdad that doesn't like him, a foster family, whatever the case is. That's what I was talking about, is that you don't know what somebody's going through, at home. And this kid is just cranking up the music, and it's noise to him. It's anything to drown out the negativity that he's getting from every direction. And that to me is very powerful. And then it's a nice idea to want to drown it out and to block it out, but unfortunately, it's there's a sponge effect happening there.
I think I was most profoundly affected, and I won't give away the ending, but I was most profoundly affected by the ending of this song. A moment that I'll never forget is standing there just completely unsure of what was going to happen, but I saw all the possibilities in a millisecond. I saw the possibility of going postal, as you would call it, or I saw the possibility of a suicide, homicide. I saw everything unravel, and all of the possibility was there because of bullying, and that's really what this pushes people to the brink of in their world.
Yeah, and it's like the high school or any school is a small town in and of itself. There's citizens there. And if everybody was to treat each other like they're citizens, then maybe the town would treat each other, treat its citizens better. Everybody would treat each other better. And that just can snowball into America. Everybody treating each other better in America. And maybe this reaches out to the world. Everybody starts treating each other better. So it really is it's a small thing, one person getting bullied, but it's everything in the scheme of things.
Well, you have this concept for a song, and the greatest challenge there would be to an artist would be to translate that into a video that supports what the song is about. Many are very artistic, flared, and just videos, but this tells the story, this video.
Yeah.
And there is a lot that goes into that. So can you give us some idea what goes into creating a music video this intense?
You don't sleep or eat or think anything but this music video for months. that's the bottom line.
That's it. You want to produce a video? You want to produce a music video? Don't eat or sleep or drink for 3 months.
Yeah, we did 12 locations in 4 days. And actually 12 locations in 2 days. The music video was worked on in 4 days, but 12 locations in 2 days. And that just, and we had, literally 37 kids and a bunch of crew and everybody that you have to, make sure everybody's on the same page to do this. And then on top of that, you're taking in, bids and ideas about props that don't match your vision. So you might as well just build them yourself, and you might as well cast it yourself. And, it comes down to that. But I'll tell you, the best thing you can get is a good crew. And I worked with Michael Sweeney and his crew, and the lighting guys, and everybody were just amazing on the music video. So you start with the song that is powerful, and the people that are on the song. So Jerry Spicula from Abbey West Recording worked on the track, and he and I worked on the track together. And then we brought in a fabulous vocalist, Autumn Carter, who just sings gospel like nobody's business and has the most beautiful recording voice. And she's a recording artist on her own. And I just thought, well, she's got this beautiful voice, so let's contrast that. And I'll sing it as gritty as I possibly can sing it, because the topic is gritty.
Now, you mentioned you had 37 teenage actors and actresses to produce this video.
They're from Take Two Performers Studio,
Oh.
and so they're trained. But the music video in and of itself was done as an improv.
So loose improv to have them portray what it would really look like to them in their eyes.
Yeah. There was only a couple things that we choreographed so that nobody got hurt, but it was basically done as a loose improv and said, here's the scenario, take it away. And that was the frightening thing right there, is to see these kids portraying something that they are seeing every day. And it was so raw and so real. It was tear-jerking to watch them perform it for the camera.
So they were really channeling their own personal experience
Yeah.
and bringing to life what it really looks like from their perspective in their acting. And I think that's one of the things that made me so drawn into this. So impacted by this music video that you've inspired us to collaborate together
Yes.
on a new show
Yeah.
called Raining Frogs.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that.
Thank
I'm
you
so
so much.
flattered. Yeah.
The term Raining Frogs, I think a lot of people are going to look at this show and they're going to say that's a great name for a song, but even the name of the song really translates to the name of the show. And tell me about the meaning of the term Raining Frogs, where that comes from.
It's a biblical term, and raining frogs is one of the plagues. And this is one of the big plagues in the world right now.
Drugs,
Bullying.
alcohol, bullying, it is relevant, it is. And interestingly enough, each of these items in of themselves are bullies. Drugs are bullies.
Yeah. Oh, that's-
Alcohol's a bully.
Yeah, there are a lot of unseen bullies, but that is, substance abuse is such a bully in and of itself. And also, if you're a victim of bullying, you may tend to go that route, later on in life because you're trying to drown out that pain or
Drown out the noise.
drown out that noise. Exactly.
So this is a big deal.
Yeah.
We're talking
Yeah.
about a potentially national, but at least regional production called Raining Frogs.
Yeah.
And I really, this is one of those moments where I'm really going to call on people that watch this to go to this video and watch it. They'll understand. This isn't about just, downloading and streaming a video. This is about collectively as a community, as a country, as a world,
As a world, yeah.
bringing this together, bringing it to light, getting the conversation open, and making sure that this gets into the right hands. So this is about collectively saving lives.
Yeah, and I mean, this isn't just, on a school level, and, there are a lot of people in towns that are bullied. There are a lot of people bullied at their workplace. And really, if you want to think about it, people, we're being bullied internationally. There's some bullies out there in the world doing some bad things to some people. And I don't know what their background story was or whatever, but, this is an international problem.
Yeah, this is one piece of that puzzle to solving these issues and giving new hope to people and hopefully uncovering the ugliness of it so the bullies would maybe look inside retrospectively and decide to choose to not do that anymore.
Yeah.
And for the ones that are to know they're not alone and to be able to reach out and find access and help for that, for drugs, alcohol, anti-bullying, and that's why this collaboration is so valuable and so important.
Yeah.
And I thank you for that. I really want to honor you, and I get the reason why you wrote the song and the reason why we're going to put this show together.
I got to take my hat off to the kids from the Take Two Performers studio who did this, and Justine and Waters out there that gives these kids, some guidance for their talent to shine through, because, they really did such a great job at showing the ugliness of it, and they weren't afraid to be the ugly people in this music video, and it's just very powerful when you watch it.
A couple last little bits here, if you don't mind. One is, what was your favorite part about making the music video?
Actually, I was in that room, and Bill Woody, who has the Musicians Rehearsal Center, gave me a director's chair. So I've never had a director's chair before. So I got to sit at the director's chair, and we had the band on stage and all the prom attendees, and he gave me a mic and he says, okay, you yell action and we'll get it going. So we had all the cameras set up and everything, and when I yelled action, the prom broke out. The band was playing, everybody was dancing. I just looked back at the board and everybody was laughing.
You made a prom.
I made a prom in 1 second. It was way cool.
Another part of this production involved a cafeteria scene.
Yeah.
And what you didn't know was what you discovered after this whole video was complete.
Yeah.
If you don't mind talking about that.
No, we found a local restaurant that we frequent often. The food is awesome and the people are wonderful. And we were looking around going, I think I could turn this into a cafeteria, a high school cafeteria. So we went and talked to the gentleman who owns it and said, we'd love to, film our anti-bullying music video here, and would you mind? And he says, no, absolutely, that'd be fine. So we filmed the scene, and all night long we were filming the cafeteria scenes, and we're sitting there seeing him off in the corner, and we went up to, thank him, say thank you very much for this, and he says, you're welcome. He was kind of solemn, and then after the music video came out, he watched it, and he came up to me when I was eating at the restaurant, and he put his hand on my shoulder, and he couldn't even talk. And so I was like, I said, what's going on? And he says, well, I didn't tell you this at the time. He says, my family was directly involved with the shooting because of bullying. And it was a local event, and it was astounding to see how that, we had no idea. And that family has since gotten very involved with the movement to try to change this. But it was just another one of those things.
Their sibling,
yeah,
relative,
yes,
was being bullied, and then had acted out,
acted out,
and hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
And this really affects us.
It does.
This is really that important. I know sometimes we just want to have so much fun on the show, but sometimes we got to take on some very serious, important conversations for not just our community, but our country. And this is one, and it's the important one. And so I'm going to ask each and every one of you to take a look at this. I mean, this, again, isn't about sales or downloads or streams. This is about making a difference and us collectively working together to do that. Go to ChristineStorm.com. You can see the music video there. Download it, stream it. Most importantly, share it with people, because this can help save lives. It's that important. And I just, again, thank you. I honor and respect you so much for putting your heart and your soul into this music, and then working with us to produce a television series that can help save lives.
Well,
too.
likewise.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's Christine Storm. You can find her on all the social media at C-Storm Central.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
Thank you. Right.
For more information on this guest or to see this show in its entirety, visit nvbusinesschronicles.com. While you're there, you can watch all of our past shows on the Chronicles page and stay connected with us by following us on our social media. Now more from Nevada Business Chronicles. We're here with Mike Bosma, principal in charge of the Clifton Larson Allen CPA firm here in Reno. Mike, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
Clifton Larson Allen, this is new, this is big. Great news for Northern Nevada. Tell us about it.
No, it is big news, Mitch. And one of the things that I wanted to do is kind of align myself with other CPAs that really focus on closely held growing businesses. Clifton Larson Allen, or CLA, international firm, $1 billion in sales, but really what mattered for me is they have the most resources dedicated to closely held businesses in the country and the world. So we focus solely on closely held businesses, and bringing that to Reno and partnering with them, I think makes a ton of sense.
Closely held businesses, this is a real big deal, because we're seeing a tremendous influx of business and growth going on in Northern Nevada, and you're growing your firm to support that infrastructure for Northern Nevada. So this is really more than just another CPA firm.
It's really the right CPA firm for Northern Nevada. So one of the things we found is that as companies need more sophisticated services, as they're growing, they just need more bandwidth. They need help. They need experts in different functional specialties, and really a depth of expertise in their unique industry. And right now, that's really wanting in Northern Nevada.
What do you think the biggest advantage is for CLA moving to Northern Nevada for Nevada business?
It really gives us a lot of resources that we don't have in Northern Nevada. We give these Northern Nevada companies access to. So by way of example, I had a contractor, they needed to have a reviewed financial statement done by the end of the month. If on my own, when I was Bosma Group CPAs, I didn't have the bandwidth internally and the capacity and schedule to be able to have people jump on that, get that done in time. We've got 120 professionals in Sacramento. We've got a network. Hey, can you help us out? And they, of course. And being able to get that done, again, it puts a lot of resources to Northern Nevada business that really we didn't have access to before.
So we now have access as a community to a global depth of information. And in Nevada, you already have some resources here, and that's growing.
Correct. So right now, after the merger, we are really the largest firm in Northern Nevada, focused solely on closely held businesses. It really doubles our footprint in Reno, and also have a nice size footprint in Las Vegas as well.
Let's take a look at the resources you have now and what expansion is happening. What resources are coming that people need to know are happening during this tax year?
The largest change immediately is the addition of what we call the outsourcing function or business operations. Dedicated bookkeepers and accountants that are really the internal accounting function for many businesses. We did some bookkeeping. CLA has these entire divisions that are outsourced accounting. And so what's happening now is we've got people coming in saying, hey, I need an accounting system set up. Help me set up QuickBooks. Help me set up payroll. I've got people that can go in, get that done, give the business owner the keys to the kingdom, if you will, and then train them how it works, and then they're off to the races.
You've already established a reputation for serving specific business communities in Northern Nevada. So let's take a look at those and what new business communities you're capable of serving with the expansion.
Mitch, we've been very honored to be recognized as kind of on the forefront of CPA firms that serve construction companies, professional service companies, manufacturing distribution companies. We kind of own that space and have for the last 10 years. With the new firm, with CLA coming alongside, now we're getting opportunities in healthcare. We are one of the largest purveyors of healthcare accounting and tax services. We're the second largest auditor of employee benefit plans in the country. Those things that aren't necessarily in my wheelhouse, but I've got other partners, they specialize that they're passionate about it. Credit unions, local government audits. We are able to do those better than I think most, really because of our consultative approach. It's not just getting a compilation done. It's not just getting an audited financial statement done. We also look at that business as a whole, or that even not-for-profit as a whole, and look at it to see how can we help them with our skill set get better at what they do. So that's not only accounting, it's also business operations.
I can imagine I'm not alone thinking big firm comes with a big price.
Mitch, one of the things I've come to appreciate is that CLA, they understand the middle market. Their pricing is almost identical to Bosma Group pricing. And so that way we're not having to try and right size a firm into this market. They were custom made for this market. Our rates didn't go up. Some of them went down a little bit from what we were charging. And really where we find a lot of value, both as principals in this firm and I think to our clients, is because we're really, really good at it. We can do it very efficiently.
I can imagine for you personally, this must be a real joy, taking the burden off of you to know everything.
No question. And one of the things that I've limited my practice to is being really, really good at a couple of key industries and kind of knowing everything there is to know about that. But one of the things that I found about CLA and the way that we practice is most large firms, they're either audit or tax. Small firms, they're everything. What CLA, and it matched my perspective exactly, we're all about knowing the industry. So I can be primarily a tax guy, which I am, but I know the financial statement issues for construction. I can help people navigate accounting systems and reporting and project management in the construction industry to help them run their business. That has nothing to do with tax, but because I understand contractors better than I'd say pretty much almost anybody in town, I can really give a lot of value there. Of course, can I do the tax magic? Yeah, you get to choose how much tax you pay. A lot of times just by accounting periods and methods, picking the right method is going to get you to the right tax answer. So, and you can't make those changes willy-nilly. You've got to ask permission to do that. We know all that as well. So you kind of marry both sides of the house, if you will, in an industry. CLA does the same thing. What it does for us is, like I mentioned earlier, if I've got a not-for-profit that needs a financial statement audit, I didn't do that work before, but I've got a great partner in Josh Price. He's an expert at it. He can come in and quickly and efficiently identify not only how to get that audit done, but probably, again, most importantly, because he understands not-for-profits, he can help you understand governance issues. Are you running your board meetings right? Do you have officers' insurance for your board of directors? A lot of those things that is kind of outside of the normal accounting function. We're business advisors. We're consultants.
What I'm perceiving here is that CLA brings a diversity of specialists to Northern Nevada, and you have specialists in a variety of different industries that give you the ability to serve all industries.
I'm thinking that there's a lot of entities right now that probably should have their returns even reviewed, considering that you have these specialists now.
Think of it this way. If you go to the doctor and they tell you you've got terminal cancer, you might get a second opinion. But a lot of business owners, they go to their accountant, their enrolled agent, and they get what is a terminal diagnosis. They owe hundreds of thousands of dollars of tax. They got an audit. They didn't even know what they didn't know, and now they've got this big tax bill looming. Before you get the audit, just have us kick the tires on your returns, on your financial statements. One of the things that we're all about is relationship. If we can't help somebody, if we can't really significantly advance the agenda forward for a business owner, we will let people know, right? Get a second opinion. And if there's opportunities there, I mean, I can't tell you, Mitch, how many times I've sat down with people and I said, well, you know, you're in good shape, but there's one thing, just get that fixed. Right? Then whether or not you want to use this moving forward or not, that's kind of on you. That's why I'm a big fan of these 1-hour consultations. We'll take a look at it, we'll meet with you, we'll see if we can help you. If there's not something that will make your life significantly better, we've got plenty of opportunity. We're busy. We're hiring as fast as we can. So we're trying to be smart about those opportunities as well. So that's where we just realized, let's just partner with people who need us.
I'm sure there are people right now asking themselves if they should be contacting Mike Bosma with CLA.
Trust your gut. If you think you need a consultation, you probably do. One of the things we pride ourselves on is it's free, so you can send us the information. We make it really painless. Quickly understand what your business is, see what your financial statements look like, and see if we can help.
Did I understand correctly, you just offered a free 1-hour consultation, complimentary, to find out if you can help them?
Correct. I mean, it's our way that we invest in the community and entrepreneurship. So if in that 1 hour, 95% of the time we can really kind of hone it in, see what the issues are, and determine a game plan moving forward.
Sounds like a great 1-hour investment of their time. How would they go ahead and take advantage of that?
Just give us a call, 775-786-4900.
Or they can find you on the internet.
Internet, Clifton Larson Allen, or you can always Google me, Mike Bosma.
Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
For more information on this guest or to see this show in its entirety, visit nvbusinesschronicles.com. While you're there, you can watch all of our past shows on the Chronicles page and stay connected with us by following us on our social media. For information on becoming a guest on our show, contact us at info@nvbusinesschronicles.com. We hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching. Tune in next week at the same time for more from Nevada Business Chronicles.